What is up, YouTube? This is Random Callsign. Welcome to a new video. In 2018 is a new time for a new list with some interesting mod tracks available for Assetto Corsa. The choices will be varied with different types of tracks, not just circuits, but bear in mind that the selections are highly personal, but these are ones I had fun or immense pleasure driving them for one reason or the other. If you want to download, check the link in the description below, and if you want to check out my previous picks, check on the card above. All of those tracks are great in my opinion, and all the links will be also in the description. So starting up, it's Pacific Coast. From the selection here, it will be the least technical involved in detail, also the strangest one around here. However, there is huge merit to this track on the flow of the road almost alone. I've used this track many times in cruising streams, as it's a track with many slots. It can be point to point or just roaming track if you want, but the best thing about it is it's so relaxing to cruise at low speed. You just pick a car, a convertible as well, choose a time late or early in the day because of the type of light that will come in inside of the convertible, and if you have VR, it's just a relaxing immersive feel. The flow of the track just makes it worth it, especially with friends. There's plenty of slots too in the free roaming track. I believe it's 100 slots or so. I don't think even Assetto Corsa can handle, or servers can handle, that amount of slots anyways, but at the moment it's still a bare bones track with basic textures, though the developer updates it quite frequently. But like I've said, it's worth it on the road alone, even though it's a very topical track. Next up, not exactly a mod track, but a mod of an existing track. This is Nordschleife Tourist 55 AI. So in order for this mod to work, it's needed to have the Dream Pack 1 DLC, as it uses the models and uses pretty much all of the track and mods it over the existing track. Bear in mind that the performance on this track will depend immensely on the system, and this will depend of course in the number of the AI you are using. I'm currently running a Ryzen 7 1700 and my computer sweats at over 40 AI, but the result is probably the most immersive one you'll have in Assetto Corsa. You can add many types of cars, many road cars and brands. The track will be believable, and then the extra models that are added in the base tracks just transform it into something brimming with life, and also something with high fidelity to the real Nordschleife. Not only this mod adds AI to the track, but also adds models at each gate, including a new path with cone just after the bollards, or a checkpoint after the gantry. The pit area is also changed with more models, so the track, if you add plenty of cars there, it will just seem alive. To be quite honest, this mod should be part of the Assetto Corsa, or just be part of the track that is available on the DLC, and I have been using this track quite frequently to race against the AI. So in reality, I haven't used the regular model of Nordschleife anymore unless I'm using it online. So long story short, if you want AI in Nordschleife, look no further, this is a track for you. Next up, and to add variety, and because I've been having a lot of fun on this track, next up is Automata Gay. This is a track that I wasn't really expecting to like this much. I've enjoyed the other Golden Drift spots from this dev as well, but they didn't exactly blow me away. The last drift spot that the developer has put out in Race Department, this one Automata Gay, is quite different in my opinion. The flow of the track is amazing with plenty of hairpins, the corners just flow so well. So the quick background on these Golden Drift spots is that these are stretches of road mountain passes that are really popular for drifting in Japan. So basically you could say that street drifting was really born out of these 4 or 5 places that the developer has put out. And this is what makes the Golden Drift spots so interesting compared to the other togas available in Assetto Corsa. Now, it's just one thing to do the drift spots, but it's another thing to actually mod it really well. And once again, this developer has done it very, very well. These are very short tracks. It's only 2 or 3 kilometers, but the track world is extremely well detailed. This is not a time attack toga in reality, because it's how short it is. It's more suited for drifting, and the corner types makes it a great track for it. Fortunately, the devs added pit stops for plenty of people this time. On the other times, I think it was just like 4 to 8 people you could be having on a server. So this time they added around 20 to 30 pit stops, so you can have plenty of people drifting there. So not only it's good for doing some drifts with your friends, but it's also perfect for streaming as well, as I've found out. I've done a couple of sessions there and it was a lot of fun. It was actually a really popular stream. If you like drifting, check this one, but bear in mind this is point to point. What you can do is basically when you finish, you can turn around and come back. One of the great things about Assetto Corsa is the possibility of driving many motorsport disciplines. Rally is one of these disciplines that modding allows. There is, in my opinion, no better team developing these tracks for Assetto Corsa other than Simtracks. Simtracks are the guys that developed a Grosse Rally for Assetto Corsa, and they are also developing at the moment Targa Floria, which is a 72-kilometer track, a very vintage track. But today I'm here to talk about a track that I've been having a lot of fun on. It's called Semetin. Like pretty much all of the Simtracks tracks, it's one of those hard-as-nail tracks with a great layout and feel. The meshes are top-notch, as well the attention to detail. In the same patch of tarmac, there might be small areas of dirt that will make the car lose grip, so you'll have to plan your corners appropriately. The meshes are definitely well done with a lot of fidelity. They are smooth where they seem to be smooth and bumpy where they look bumpy. This track is fantastically varied with high-speed sections, fast technical ones, slow areas with no visibility, and finally a downhill section that is as scary as it can be. Then finally there are the trackside objects that make the track feel alive with plenty of spectators, 2D and 3D, a really well detailed village, and an astounding forest. Like most Simtracks tracks, these are really heavy on your system, especially if you're using VR, so keep that in mind. In Formula 1 there are a few legendary circuits such as Spa, Nürburgring or Monza, but Monaco might be the most recognizable and awaited fixture of all season. And with Le Mans, they are the most recognized names in all motorsports. 6 years later, not much has changed since the inception of this track in the Formula 1 roster. It's still a beacon for high rollers and high society, but now this track is finally available in Assetto Corsa in its full glory. All the circuit is fantastically modeled with all the buildings being detailed, and all the recognizable landmarks are shown. Driving a Formula 1 car here is a blast, trying to miss all the guardrails while at the same time being as close to them as possible. So definitely this is a high risk and high skill track, and because of that, driving with the AI present in this mod is not viable. They're there, but you're gonna have a bit of a bad time. From my experience, they tend to stack up in the Grand Hotel hairpin as well as Portier, so in the next couple of corners, the pileup creates an immense slowdown with the CPU utilization going through the roof. As such, this track is best used in multiplayer, in a league or fun race. I've taken a few cars other than formulas around this track, including mods, but I can recommend you a couple of cars that go really well with this track. One of them is the Lotus 311, or try as well the GT4 class. They're a bit narrower and smaller, and you could also have a good laugh around here. For the last track, I'm going to give you a warning that I will be totally biased on this choice, but hopefully that won't make a difference, because in my opinion this is actually a really good track. Assetto Corsa provides with modding plenty of different tracks and styles. One of them is Hillclimbing, a track that I wasn't really expecting to hit in 2018, but I was totally blown away by it. Is Santa Luzia Ramp Hillclimb. I'm biased because Santa Luzia is in Portugal, I'm Portuguese, so you have your warning there. There's a field review on this track in the card above, but regardless, this is a very accurate representation of the real roads and the event that goes up to the sanctuary. You can check it out yourself in Google Maps. You'll have Street View there, and it's actually pretty accurate for a mod. This hill climb is superbly well done with all the details that you wouldn't notice, you know, stuff like intricate gates from the 19th century, the number of stairs, the type of stairs that are modeled. Old Portuguese stairs built in sanctuaries have this Baroque look and Baroque way of building them, so it was actually really well represented in this mod for Assetto Corsa. You have stuff like the stone pillars that serve as guardrails. They are also very typical of Portugal as well. You have the custom-made houses but the piece of resistance, in my opinion, is the sanctuary area. This is almost like for like with the pillars, with the bushes, so it is really into it. The road is somewhat short, it's paved with typical Portuguese cobblestone. Those effects are felt in the steering wheel while it's driving. The driving in cobblestone, if you haven't driven in cobblestone, is slippery and inconsistent and bouncy, and those effects are translated into Assetto Corsa. This mod will hit slower PCs as it's well over 170 megs due to the custom models that are present and the sheer number of objects, so if you have a slower computer, you might have a problem. All in all, this is an excellent little track, but I'm biased like I said, but it is pretty cool, especially if you like historical hill climbs. So here you are, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this list for 2018. Later on in the year I'll be doing another one. If you liked the video, don't forget to press like, share and subscribe. Also give me your thoughts and tracks you would like to see, or tracks you would like me to check out. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.